Suranne Jones shoots Gentleman Jack's second series, Daily Mail. PlayStation 5. Sony confirms which of your favorite PS4 games are in for an upgrade, Mirror Online. Dancing on Ice's Joe Warren Plant is gutted over past knee injury issues, Daily Mail. Samsung Galaxy S21 Trio coming on January 14, report claims, GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. Vivo S7e 5G is official with a 64MP camera, 33W fast charging, GSMArena.com News, GSMArena.com. Google confirms Pixel 5 screen gaps are part of the phone's design, Android Authority. iPhone 12 Pro review. Not quite worth the extra cost, The Guardian. New Assassin's Creed Valhalla gameplay footage coming later this week, NME. Pixel 5 battery share makes reverse wireless charging easier, Engadget. PS5 DualSense video reveals how its coolest feature works, Tom's Guide.